begin IDS's 57th graduation ceremony by welcoming Trustee Chair Matt Jacobson to the podium to welcome you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Matt Jacobson, for those that I don't know, and I'm president of the Board of the Independent Day School. And along with American Kirhan, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this, the 57th graduation of the Independent Day School. To welcome you, our 17 graduates, your proud families and friends, many students who are with us here today celebrating, and the faculty behind me on the stage who have served as your teachers, your advisors, your mentors, coaches, cheerleaders, and role models. This graduation is particularly meaningful for me because my oldest, Ryan, is part of the class. Ryan started here when he was 3 years old, so I've known some of you for 11 years, which is most of your life. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of seeing you grow and blossom into the remarkable young women and men you are today. Whether you started as beginners or you joined the class this year, one thing that has always impressed me about this particular class is your inclusiveness and how you welcome new students, how you've accepted each other not only for who you are, but you've actually celebrated each other for your uniqueness and individuality. You're a class where soccer players and theater lovers, ukulele players and baseball players, fashionistas and computer hackers and carnivores and vegetarians have not only gotten along remarkably well, but you've celebrated each other for who you are as individuals at every level. This is so refreshing in today's climate of polarization and divisiveness, and in a culture where middle school students often feel tremendous pressure to conform rather than be confident in who they are and in their individuality. You may not appreciate it today, but someday you will. You'll appreciate this is a tremendous gift that you've given each other in your formative years. That is the gift to grow and be confident in who you are and be celebrated for everything that makes you, you. A few weeks ago, the graduating class participated in an IDS tradition, and that was a retreat at Camp Jewel, which is a YMCA camp in northern Connecticut. And this retreat is a chance for the kids to get together and spend some quality time together before graduation, to do some team building activities, and just have some plain old good fun outdoors. The night they returned from the retreat, their teacher chaperone sent an email to the parents, which started like, sorry. I didn't know I was a crier today. So I'll just give it out now. Dear 8th grade families, inclusive, respectful, friendly, team players, kind, unique, original, super fun. These are all words that the Camp Jewel staff used this afternoon to describe your kids this week. Their teachers went on to describe how really proud they were of you as a class, and I thought when I got that email, wow, I couldn't think of 8 better words to describe your class, and for me, it's so fitting that that first word was inclusive. And what a compliment and what a testament to who you are as a group of 17 young people. And again, just listen, everybody listen to these words. Inclusive, respectful, friendly, team players, kind, unique, original, super fun. Words I think that are words for all of us to live by for sure. And every day I count my blessings that some force pulled our family here to IDS and surrounded my son Ryan with each of them. Today, as you leave IDS and join 719 others before you as alumni of this school, take these words with you. Take them as words to live your lives by. Be strong in who you are and continue to celebrate others for who they are.
Thank you, Matt. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our 2018 graduation speaker, IDS alumna Ebony Woods. Ebony Woods attended IDS between kindergarten and 8th grade and is a proud member of the graduating class of 1999. After IDS, Ebony attended Westover School. She graduated magna cum laude from Sacred Heart University in Fairfield and earned her Juris Doctor from Hofstra University in 2010. After graduation, Ebony worked with her family to form the Ryan Woods Autism Foundation based in Middletown, a grassroots organization founded in honor of her nephew Ryan. Simultaneously, Ebony worked for a law firm where she represented school districts on Long Island and focused primarily on special education-related matters. She now works as an attorney in the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights, where she enforces civil rights laws and regulations which prohibit educational institutions from discriminating on the basis of sex, race, national origin, disability, and age. Welcome back to IDS, Ebony. Since you graduated from IDS, much has changed, as she was telling me about this morning. But the determination, ingenuity, and fearlessness of our graduates remains the same. Please join me in welcoming Ebony.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction. So, I would like to ask, who's ready to graduate? Right? Who's ready to graduate, right? Yeah! You guys are about to embark on a wonderful chapter of your lives. I remember... Oh, sure. Sure. Of course you can't miss this. So I remember just a few years ago, I was sitting in your seats. Well, certainly not here. My graduation was actually in the gym. We did with what we could, right? And I hope to speak with you all. And I hope that some of the words that I'm going to say to you all today will resonate with you. So just indulge me for a few moments. I recently learned that IDS's current motto is fearless learning. And as I reflected back on my time here at IDS, I could not think of another adjective but fearless to better describe the leaders that it cultivates. I actually had some of my most fearless moments here at IDS. From independently building my first robot in the sack, which I understand you don't refer to it as a sack now anymore, but still, to then tackling my fear of public speaking by reading challenging texts in classic novels in English class and then exchanging concepts and ideas in an open classroom environment. To also accidentally breaking my ankle after fearlessly abandoning my sled on the hill out there and sledding down the hill on my knees like all the other boys, because after all, if they could do it, so could I, right? Well, not so much for me, because I broke my ankle and then I got a cast on for what felt like 4 years. So after I got that cast off, I made sure to pick that sled back up. I often fondly reflect back on my time at IDS. And now that I'm older, I appreciate how my time here has established a foundation for my educational and professional careers. IDS has this really sneaky way, especially the teachers back there, of mixing instruction with hands-on activities so you actually learn without realizing it, right? And then all of a sudden, now you've developed into this intellectual sponge with a thirst for knowledge. Well, this thirst is what got me through Westover School, where my freshman year felt an awful lot like ninth grade at IDS. Why? Because I already had a firm understanding of many of the concepts that many of the girls were learning for the first time. IDS prepared me to be independent, to question ideas and processes that others merely accepted as true, to think outside of the box and challenge my superiors and instructors to do the same. These skills were essential to my success at Westover, then Sacred Heart, then Hofstra, and are still relevant today. You are all exceptionally bright young women and men. But understand that in this next chapter of your life, many of your peers will similarly be exceptionally bright. Your fearlessness, your independence, your drive, and your persistence, all attributes either learned or honed right here, are what are going to set you apart from the rest. Fearlessness and independence are what motivated me to at 14 years old, leave home, travel almost an hour away to attend Westover. Fearlessness and persistence are what motivated me to work with my family to establish the Ryan Woods Autism Foundation, which is the first organization of its kind in Middletown, Connecticut. Fearlessness, independence, and drive are what motivated me to join my local bar association when I was still a law student, attend an education law committee meeting, and I began chatting it up with someone, not knowing who they were. Turns out that someone was a senior partner of a major law firm on Long Island, which represents school districts. This fearlessness, this independence, oh, it's quite all right, don't worry about it. It's totally fine, enjoy it. This fearlessness, this independence, and this drive all enabled me to secure a full-time job at that law firm before graduating from law school or passing any bar examination for that matter. And then eventually led to my being the first African-American attorney at that law firm in the many, many years it had been established. Fearlessness, independence, and drive, and also persistence, are what motivated me to apply just one more time to the United States Department of Education, eventually land that interview, and then that career. Now I'm doing what I love, which is fighting for the law and ensuring that no school district, college, or university discriminates against anyone on the basis of race, national origin, sex, disability, or age. Remember, graduates, the only constant in life is change. So as you embark on this next chapter of your life, yeah, you'll have a few bad days, we all do. You're supposed to, it builds character, it builds resilience. But understand that tomorrow brings an entirely new day, full of opportunity, ready for each and every one of you to slay it with your fearlessness, your independence, your persistence, and your drive. Follow your passion, and please stay true to yourselves. I know it sounds very cliche, but it's true. Never follow in another person's footsteps unless you yourself have written that map. Sure, mom and dad, maybe grandma and grandpa had something to do with getting you where you are, right? But you were and will always be the captain of your own ship. You make the rules so you can adjust them. You set the bar so you can elevate it. You set the goals so you can accomplish them or make new ones. You know yourself best and you know what is best for you. I've realized on my life's journey that one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself is being unapologetically you. So to some, this may sound a little bit terrifying because so many of us are fearful of being ourselves for fear. Fear of rejection, fear that we won't measure up, fear that we won't be fully accepted. Well, who has time to be held by all that fear? I know I don't, and you all certainly don't, because your fabulousness and your persistence and your drive are too great to be pigeonholed. The greatest gift that the universe has given you is your life. So please don't spoil it living it for someone else. After all, if the universe wanted someone else to have your life, the universe would have given someone else your life. Instead, she gave it to you. Don't allow fear to consume one iota of your life or interfere with your accomplishing your goals. In those pesky moments of self-doubt, which we all have, it's natural, I challenge you to sit in a quiet space and listen to yourself. I mean, really, really listen to yourself. You'll begin to hear a small voice, and that small voice is you, reminding you of who you are. It will tell you that you're fearless. It will tell you that you're independent. It will tell you that you're driven and that you're persistent. And most of all, it will tell you that you were built for this. You did not get this far to fail. No matter what direction in which you decide to steer your ship, no matter how you choose to adjust your rules, no matter how you choose to raise your bar or how you decide to modify your goals, you will be successful. And how do I know? Because you're fearless, because you're independent, because you're driven, because you're fabulous, and because most of all, you are unapologetically you. If you remember nothing else from what I have said today, please remember these words from the late, great Reverend Martin Dr. Luther King. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl, excuse me. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving. Keep moving forward, grads. But please, don't stop and smell the roses a couple of times on your way. Congratulations.
Every year, 2 8th graders are chosen to speak at the ceremony. The first 8th grader I would like to welcome to the podium as the 8th grade graduation speaker is Quinn Kessel.
Thank you. On the drive home from school one day, I was talking with my mom about what I would say at graduation, and she asked me, "What's the first word that comes to your mind when you think of IDS?" The first word that came to my mind was us. For me, this is the word that truly embodies the feeling of IDS. It's that feeling you get when you're laughing with your class in the hallway, or celebrating with your team after winning a sports game, or just sitting in the field with your friends and talking. In my 5 years here at IDS, I've had countless memories of this feeling. My first memory of this feeling was when I visited IDS in 3rd grade. I was pretty shy, but the moment I walked into that 3rd grade classroom, I remember Sophia Kate coming right up to me and saying, "Hi, Quinn, I'm Sophia. Here, I'll show you around the classroom." Soon, I met everyone, and in about a minute, I'd gone from feeling like a stranger to feeling like part of the class. Immediately, I knew I wanted to be part of that feeling of connection that the whole class seemed to have with each other. So the next year, I joined IDS. Soon, I was actually excited to go to school, which was a new feeling for me. In that first 4th grade year, I built many of the most amazing friendships that I've had, and began my journey through IDS with the class that I would soon come to call my family. Over those next 2 years of lower school, I began to truly notice that us feeling. It was present in everything we did, from the chaotic soccer games at recess, to crawling underneath the pillows with everyone during silent reading in Mr. Schoen's class. Even outside of school, this feeling followed us wherever we went. You could feel it at the birthday parties, the giant sleepovers, really any time the class was together. These experiences marked the beginning of a long list of wonderful memories of my time here at IDS. The next year brought the beginning of middle school. This was a daunting prospect for us, having different teachers for each subject in a part of the school that we'd previously only walked through to get to our classrooms. But we knew that we would be okay, because we knew that we would be together through it all. It did end up turning out okay. In fact, it turned out way better than okay. Middle school brought us so many amazing opportunities and experiences. Among these were Project Oceanology, a collage of wet boat rides and insane bunk rooms interspersed with laughter and that same feeling of togetherness. In middle school, we had the opportunity to join sports teams and Friday Night Sing Club, which over the years began to feel like their own families to us. 6th grade was also the beginning of me and many others' involvement in the middle school musical. In the first musical, Beauty and the Beast, I took on the first of my many roles as an old man, and capable of not only the acting and singing of musical theater, but the feeling created within the cast and crew, that same feeling of us that I felt with my class. With 6th grade under our belts, we all felt ready for 7th. 7th grade found us enjoying parties in Mr. Mars' advisory, drama-filled ski meetings, and most importantly, the Boston trip, one of the most amazing and memorable experiences of our class. And finally, we made it to our last year here at IDS, 8th grade. This year has been the most special, the most heartbreaking, and most of all, the most memorable year here that I've had at IDS. This year brought so many memories that I can't even count them, but I'll list a few. Launching water balloons in Mr. Colmer's car, running the haunted bus at the Fall Festival, our last musical, ping pong games in Mrs. Boyce's advisory, our last ultimate game, sitting together in the field after we got back from Camp Jewel. I could write an entire speech about each one of these memories, and even more that I don't have time to list. And these are just my memories. I'm sure that the rest of my class has thousands more that I haven't experienced. So on this last day of school, I would like to say thank you to my class for creating so many of my favorite memories and for making me feel like such a part of us. I'm sure that there are members of the 8th grade class who are ready to move on from IDS and others who are heartbroken to leave. But most of us probably are feeling some combination of the two. But no matter what you are feeling today, I know that we will carry all these us memories with us wherever we go for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
I would like to welcome our second student speaker, Sadie Grace Schmitz, to the podium.
I know that most of you know me, but for those of you who don't, hi, I'm Sadie. I'm 4'11", I play trumpet and violin, basketball and ultimate, but most importantly, I'm a part of the IDS class of 2018. For the longest time, I struggled with what to write about, but in the end, I decided to talk about us, my family, the 16 other people in my life who have supported, laughed with, cried with, and most importantly, grown up with me. The 17 of us are the best of friends I've ever met. The amount of inside jokes we all have and how close we've been for our entire lives are single-handedly the most important relationships I will ever have. The amount of trust and love between the people who have watched each other mature is absolutely insane. I'm sure all of the girls who've been with me since early childhood remember the closet between 1st and 2nd grade, the one with the white wall that we covered in our drawings. I thought I was such a rebel, and we all got our first detention, spending math and recess scrubbing pencil off the wall. I'm pretty sure I cried. I was so disappointed in myself. While we've had some pretty crazy times together, the one that definitely sticks out is this year's class trip to Camp Jewel. You know a trip is special when you persuade Miss Boyce to ask the counselors if we can stay another night. The crazy memories we made from those 3 days are some of the most special moments I have with all of you. That trip was the start of our end together, and how we spent those days is the utter definition of who our class is. While most times Camp Jewel is sad because it marks the end, we worked hard to make it the most fun we've ever had. For those of you who weren't there, or any of you who might have forgotten, here's a quick recap. 99% of about what I'm going to mention was organized by our class. None of it was prepared. The first night, we ran across the field and played tackle football. We had a Gaga tournament, a Dutch auction, and then at the end of the long night, the 9 girls went into the bunk rooms together and talked and talked. That night, I grew closer with some of the girls in my class than ever before, which if anyone wants any dirt on us, ask Miss Boyce, who we found out later was listening the entire time. We had Gaga tournaments, spent time playing Truth Dare Promise Command Lick, went down the giant slide, and who could forget about the advisory manhunt? Again, Miss Boyce, we won. After the endless amounts of chocolate milk, games, and late-night dum-dums, the trip was over. From those 3 days, I had a realization about our class. We are the most adventurous, craziest, personable, loving, loyal group of people that I've ever met. Every single person in our class absolutely adores the other 16 kids and the relationships they formed, which is what makes us all so special. We have a mutual respect, love, and loyalty to the people we are proud to call our family. Once we got home, Ms. Boyce emailed our families to let them know what the counselors said about us. As an overall description, they stated that we as a whole were inclusive, respectful, friendly, a team, kind, original, and unique. Our class typically doesn't spend a lot of time on memories and thinking about the past, and since today is a really emotional day, I'd like to remind everyone of some of the happier and funnier moments from our class of 2018. In 1st grade, we ran around recess playing peasants and nobles. Our inside jokes, Neosporin, and Sabrina and Katie, who could forget about DJ? 2nd grade, we built that TV on the playground and developed a Polly-O commercial that I'm pretty sure I could still perform. 3rd grade, when Sophia played Spin the Bottle with the boys and kissed the tops of her feet. In 4th grade, Mr. Schoen's pennies, the trip to Ellis Island and running club, building our gods and goddesses in 5th grade, and the Greek Olympics in the hallway. Project Oceanology and Mr. Colmer coming up the stairs to shush us in 6th grade. One of the most amazing things at IDS, Boston with Ms. Carlback, Mr. Mitchell, and Mr. Pestle, and all of our memories from there. Our Boston song, hot cocoa and muffins, revolving doors, and the boys keeping my room up all night while they banged on the wall. Often, older people will tell you, when you grow up, you'll finally realize how lucky you were when you were a kid. I know for a fact that right now, I'm lucky. We all are. We're lucky to constantly be surrounded by our classmates, friends, and family. We're lucky to have had an amazing middle school experience. While leaving the place we've called home for the past 8 years is very terrifying and so sad, I'm 100% confident that all of us are bound for amazing things, and I'm so excited to see where the future is going to take us all. I'm inspired by the strides we've made and where we're all going to go, because in reality, graduation is exciting. It's the end of an era and the beginning of a new time. It's finding the constant when everything is changing. It's the comfort of past memories and the big dreams for the future. So here's to us, the future Lionel Messis, astronauts, NBA and NHL stars, authors, Broadway actors and actresses, doctors, illustrators, and most importantly, forever friends. Finally, I want to leave you with a quote from Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Thank you.
Remember to stand on the step. So you can see my head. And now for the middle school graduation awards. To start off our award ceremony, I would like to invite Martha Efkin, Assistant Head of School, to the podium to hand out the first award.
The Granger Poetry Award for Excellence in Writing Poetry, Sadie Grace Schmidt. The next presenter is Charlie Mitchell, middle school English teacher.
The Sylvina Chapman Norton Award in English for recognition of excellence in 8th grade English is for Catherine Danielle Gendrick. The next presenter is Katie Carlback, middle school history teacher.
The History Award for consistent academic effort and genuine love of history goes to Catherine Danielle Gendrick. The next presenter is Ryan Gemmel, middle school mathematics teacher.
The Mathematics Award for Outstanding Effort, Growth, and Enthusiasm for Making Mathematical Connections, Laura Colonna de Lega. The next presenter is Dan Colmer, middle school science teacher.
The Science Award for Outstanding Effort and Achievement in 8th grade science goes to Catherine Danielle Gendrick. The next presenter is Colin Marr, middle school Spanish teacher.
The Spanish Award for Special Effort and Enthusiasm for Spanish goes to Laura Colonna de Lega. The next presenter is Madeline Smith, middle school art teacher.
For continuing interest in skillful and imaginative work, I'd like to present this to Madeline Landers. The next presenter is Ryan Gemmel.
The Digital Arts and Science Award for Excellence in Creativity, Innovation, and Design Technology, David Michael Kalinowski. The next presenter is Michael Pestel, middle school design thinking and Maker Lab teacher.
The Design Thinking Maker Lab Award for excellence in all aspects of creative design, brainstorming, prototyping, building, and teamwork goes to Nora Salo-Markowski. The next presenter will be Jane Mills, all-school music teacher.
The Instrumental Music Award for love of music, expertise on a musical instrument, and leadership in an ensemble, Laura Colonna de Lega. The Vocal Music Award for love of music, expertise in singing, and leadership in an ensemble, Sophia Rose Kratzis. The next presenter is Christine Masick, middle school theater arts teacher.
The Johnson Drama Award for the student whose work in theater arts classes as well as in middle school performances demonstrates dedication, enthusiasm, and creativity. Luke Daniel Parkerson. The next presenter will be Carrie Boyce, middle school physical education and athletic teacher.
The Scholar Athlete Award for excellence in motivation in academics and athletics,
Timothy C. Conroy III.
Love you, buddy.
And now Dr. Hirhan.
Eighth grade special recognitions. At this time, we would like to recognize those eighth grade students who during the course of their middle school experience have received special recognition as members of our community for their academic achievement. Those of you, when I call your name, please stand. Those recipients of the Faculty Recognition Award. The Faculty Recognition Award is in recognition for outstanding citizenship, cooperative behavior with peers and adults, and service to the school. These students have earned this award during their time in the middle school. Timmy Conroy, Ryan Barrett, Katie Gendrick, Sabrina Iannucci, Ryan Jacobson, Sophia Pannenbecker, and Laura Linehan. These students' names will be noted on a plaque outside the head of school office in recognition of this achievement. These students have achieved honors or high honors throughout their middle school experience. Please stand when I call your name. Laura Colonna DeLega, Katie Gedrick, Quinn Kessel, Luke Parkerson. And this year, inducted as a member of the National Junior Honor Society, Laura Colonna DeLega. Finally, the Head of School Award. The Head of School Award is given each year to the student who exemplifies everything that IDS stands for: academic achievement, leadership and teamwork, dedication and determination, empathy and compassion, service to the community, fearlessness in the face of challenge. The student who receives this award has come to the school each day ready to do their personal best and to challenge themselves while contributing in as many ways as they can to our community. They have taken advantage of everything IDS has to offer, and they leave a legacy of excellence behind. They are simply the best example, now it's my turn, of the IDS student that all of our students strive to be. The 2018 Head of School Award is given with great pride to Sabrina Iannucci. Now we will hear from the 8th grade choral ensemble.
Got a Friend of Me is the song that we will be singing that the 8th graders chose together for this celebration. Our accompanist is Dr. Mary Raymond.
Before we continue, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the IDS faculty and staff for their dedication, their commitment to our students' learning and growth, and their teamwork. It has been a truly wonderful year, and we've had this group behind me to thank for that. So could we give them all a round of applause? Thanks for joining me and thanking them. And now we come to the part of the program where we get to celebrate and honor, to laugh with, and to cherish the individuals who make up the class of 2018. The faculty remarks and the presentation of the diplomas. I welcome the Board of Trustees Chair Matt Jacobson to join me in awarding diplomas. And I'd like to thank all of the faculty for helping to put the student tributes together. Yes, these speeches are given by one faculty member, but they reflect the wonderful and supportive relationships that all of the IDS faculty have with our students. To begin, Tiffany Byrne. Come on up. I just blew the whole thing. Well, nobody knows who's talking, who she's talking. You do. Go ahead. Yes, Laura Colonna Delega.
Look at that smile, just radiant. Laura entered IDS in 4th grade with that same smile and quickly demonstrated her ability to jump into a new situation at a new school and embrace it wholeheartedly. In her research for her 4th grade immigration fair, she presented in detail about her immigrant's experience. In 5th grade, I had the pleasure to teach her and to get to know this quiet and sweet young girl. She demonstrated such poise and grace. In our study of the classical world, Laura took on researching the Greek and Roman topics, exploring far beyond the 5th grade expectations, just because she was motivated to do so, and her love of learning driving her the whole way. In middle school, Laura embraced the academic rigor, earning academic honors in each of the middle school terms and also being chosen for the National Junior Honor Society this year. Laura participated in athletics, participating in a sport each season, being a part of music, playing clarinet and alto saxophone, qualifying for regionals, and participating in the middle school theater productions. She was an amazing Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast. Outside of the classroom, Laura was also an IDS student ambassador, eloquently sharing her IDS story with others while touring prospective parents around the school. An Interact Club member helping to eradicate polio and a leader on her field day team, modeling sportsmanship to the younger teammates. In Laura's all-school meeting speech this year, she defined grit as being a combination of courage, determination, focus, endurance, and resilience. Throughout her time at IDS, Laura displayed this grit. She is rarely daunted and welcomes challenges. Laura practices each day what she believes and possesses wisdom beyond her years. Laura's teachers watched her grow from a quiet 4th grader to a confident, strong 8th grader. Laura, please continue to apply your values to this next chapter of your life. New adventures await you. Hopkins is lucky to have you and your grit.
Timothy C. Conroy III.
Timmy, sorry I can't be there today, but know how proud I am of you. I've asked for this voice to speak on my behalf today. Congrats on your graduation.
I'm honored to give these remarks on behalf of Janet Sisson. Timmy, I'm the luckiest person in the room today to have the opportunity to speak on your behalf. Your arrival to IDS in pre-K began as a shy boy who would shed a few tears when being dropped off. But I knew from the very first PE class that you would be someone special. And now you leave us a 3-sport athlete with strong convictions on the field and in the classroom. I have known the Conroy family for over 16 years, and it has been my honor and privilege, Gabby and Tim, to have taught Timmy, Olivia, and Caroline, aka Vera. Timmy, your 8th grade all-school meeting speech was about dedication, and I knew right then we would be the perfect match for graduation. Being persistent, fulfilling a task, loyalty, so many values that we share. Your dedication to athletics was on display every PE class and every sports practice. You were never satisfied and were always looking to improve your skills for the sport and became a student of the game as well. Your work ethic and athletics carried over into the classroom and has culminated with a well-deserved Scholar Athlete Award. You certainly set the example for everyone that it is achievable to balance athletics and academics. As an 8th grader, you are leading athletics with a bang, Coaches Cup in soccer, Hustle Award in basketball, Coaches Award in golf. I know baseball has always been your first love, and I remember you and Alex begging me for a baseball team. And we actually asked your dad if it was possible to build a baseball diamond at IDS. Sorry that never quite worked out, but I've always appreciated your passion for the sport and for our Yankees. I love that you have a strong moral compass. You strive to do the right thing and help out with anything, for anyone at any time. You are accepting of everyone and say thank you after every class. Timmy, good luck next year. We are going to miss you. I will look forward to the opportunity to watch you compete at the next level at Xavier. Whatever path you choose, there is no doubt in my mind you will be successful. Always remember, IDS will be a part of your extended family, and we will all be here for you in whatever capacity you need. Thanks for being awesome.
Danielle Gendrick.
As a member of the IDS community, Katie Gendrick has fearlessly explored her creativity. I'm going to fall off backwards. As a member of the IDS community, Katie Gendrick has fearlessly explored her creativity since arriving in beginners, all the way to today's ceremony. That's 11 of her 14 years, or excluding vacations, nights, and weekends, nearly 75% of her life. Thus, even if we knew nothing else about Katie, we know that her sense of place is very, very deep. The phrase, the sense of place, is what the Romans referred to as the genius loci, the guardian genius or spirit of the place. Whether such a place is wild or tamed, it has a profound effect on anyone or anything in its midst. It is also what connects people to each other, and that is especially important to Katie. Alexander Pope, the 18th century poet and third most quoted writer in the Oxford Dictionary after Shakespeare and Lady Gaga, sets the stage in his fourth epistle. He could have had the IDS campus in mind when he exhorted the reader to consult the genius of the place in all, that tells the waters to rise or fall, or helps the ambitious hill the heavens to scale, or scoops in circling theaters the vale, the valley, calls in the country, catches opening glades, joins willing woods and varies shades from shades, now breaks or now directs the intending lines, paints as you plant and as you work, designs. At IDS, Katie has planted herself in a garden of curricular opportunities. She has excelled and received awards in history, English, science, has twice received the Faculty Recognition Award, as well as earning academic honors throughout her middle school years. She's won awards for the GOB and the History Bee. As first flutist in the band, the Woodwind Trio, regional, she's won top honors. Finally, she has also devoted herself to several team sports, cross country, soccer, basketball, golf. The term well-rounded seems inadequate. Indeed, given such a record, one might have expected Katie's talk at the all-school meeting to focus on one of her many accomplishments. Instead, she talked about the importance of friendship, making friends, staying in touch, even with handwritten letters. Wow. Confronting conflicts together and allowing humor to lead the way. Yes. Katie's sense of humor fully matches her sense of place. Katie, as you leave IDS and discover ever new places, I offer some general advice and apply it specifically to the flute. Something that you and I have in common. Take risks, don't play it safe, and don't be afraid to experiment with every aspect of your performance. In the words of Lady Gaga, be you and be relentlessly you. Good luck, and don't forget to write.
Ryan Dean Gary. It is my distinct pleasure to speak about Ryan Gary, as he is one of the nicest, most caring, respectful, and hardworking students I have ever had the pleasure to teach. Ryan is a quiet force who has a big impact on our school community. Ryan started IDS in 5th grade. He was quickly admired for his sportsmanship and camaraderie, thus earning the nickname of Coach, which stuck with him to this day. Ryan lives up to this name and all it implies. Ryan has the soul of an athlete. He makes the team better for his steady and focused presence. With his excellent ball handling skills, Ryan meets each challenge with patience, perseverance, and the will to succeed. From 5th grade through 8th grade, Ryan's teachers' impressions share common themes. He's a diligent worker, a supportive friend, a fun classmate with a genuine good nature, a caring citizen with a gentle and generous spirit, a musician, an artist, and an athlete extraordinaire. Coach, plays on a premier soccer team, as well as the IDS soccer team. He is a versatile player who plays with passion and great skill. This led to his winning the Coaches Cup for soccer. This cup exemplifies love, loyalty, and devotion to the game. Ryan was encouraged to join the basketball team this year and won the Most Improved Player Award. Ryan is a hardworking student, earning honors and was recipient of the Faculty Recognition Award in 6th grade. He also blossomed into a fine trumpet player as a solid member of the band, jazz band, and chorus. Ryan's dedication to his family and his love for his sisters is evidenced in his everyday interactions with them, whether passing them in the halls, on field day, or on blue-green lunch recess. Instead of going off with his friends, he took the opportunity to play with his little sister on the playground. Ryan, you have made our community a better place for being with us these last 4 years. I know you will continue to be that strong, quiet force that will have a great impact at Xavier next school year. Jake Hoyt.
Better justice so you can hear him over your tears. Mindful breaths. Jake, how wonderful for me to represent our community as we embrace you and your parents and celebrate your becoming an IDS graduate. Consider our school's mission statement. IDS inspires students to be resilient and confident to take risks. You were born, Jake, with a small, blazing hot, precious gem in your heart and mind when it comes to resilience and confidence to take risks. Your very first teachers wrote, "Jake is eager to try new things." And now, after a decade has passed, we come full circle. Your 8th grade all-school meeting presentation reiterated the same sparkling gem of an idea. There is tremendous value in taking risks. Jake's speech continues to resonate in our community. He's a role model for Jake inquires, takes a risk. Jake answers questions, risk. Jake tells jokes. Check. Jake engages with people of all ages. Check, check. Jake loves pugs. I see no risk in loving pugs, but loving animals does carry a certain tender risk, doesn't it? Jake plays games and reads and especially loves the out of doors. Risk, risk, risk. Warrior roast, summit plummet, muddy mayhem. Sounds too risky? Not for Jake. From 6-year-olds to middle-aged teachers, The message in your speech helped to polish the precious gem inside each member of our community. IDS aspires that its students know who they are as learners, as caring, responsible, as readers, writers, as musicians, artists, athletes, as scientists, mathematicians, linguists, historians, researchers, designers, and as one of my all-time favorites, light and sound booth technicians. That's quite a list, Jake. And you have grown in every single category. And don't take my word for it, Jake. Look behind you at these master educators. They agree with me. As you move into the next chapter of your educational journey, trust yourself. Trust your innate gem of an attribute. Take that risk. Try new things. Step out of your comfort zone and make yourself a better person. You're ready to soar, Jake. Here's looking at you, kid. Go get him, Tiger.
Sabrina Bell Iannucci.
Sabrina began her first year at IDS as a 3-year-old in beginners. You might say she's been here all her life. A conscientious contributing member of her class and the greater community, Sabrina is a stellar example of an IDS student. She approaches everything she does with focus and commitment. She's kind and thoughtful, who embraces many of the qualities we strive to instill, and she reflects the values we hold important in our community at IDS. Over the years, Sabrina's contributions have added up. This year, she served as president of the student government, and she was an officer of the Interact Club. She participated in soccer as well as the musical each of her middle school years. As a student ambassador, she served as a tour guide for the admissions open houses. She was a member of the chorus and the Ubuntu Club. This year, she was invited to speak to our guests on Grandparents' Day. She also received the Faculty Recognition Award for service to the school, cooperation with peers and adults, and outstanding citizenship. To top it all, she was selected the head of school for the Head of School Award for graduation. No matter what Sabrina does, she's hardworking, diligent, and pays attention to detail. Henry David Thoreau once said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined." Sabrina, I believe this is a fitting quote for you. You are ready to go, and you will go confidently. Whatever you choose to become, at each stop along the journey you're about to begin, I believe you will rise to the challenge and apply yourself successfully to achieve. Miss Porters is very lucky to count you as one of their newest members. I know you will enrich their school the same way you have enriched ours. We will miss you at IDS. We are proud to send you off into the world to become the person you are destined to be.
Ryan Matthew Jacobson.
When I was a kid, there used to be a cartoon on TV. Yeah, they had TV when I was a kid. Called Klondike Cat. And one of the main characters was a sneaky little mouse named Savoir-Faire. I don't remember much about the cartoon, but I do recall that every time he did something, he always said, "Savoir-faire is everywhere." About halfway through 6th grade year, I realized that Ryan was a lot like Klondike, was a lot like that. Always ready in class, always eager on the field, singing and dancing up a storm on stage. Concerts were always a real shining moment for him. He was always in the halls smiling and zipping quickly from place to place, but always ready to lend a hand, do what needed to be done. Jacobson was everywhere. Student government, the History Bee, the GOB, Interact, basketball, golf, soccer, open houses, dances, special events. Ryan was everywhere. In his all-school meeting speech, we learned about his various family adventures and his involvement with baseball and music off campus. Ryan seemed in his element when given the chance to explore, to discover, whether new ideas and perspectives in literature, or learning more about the world around him, understanding math's complexities and uses in his life, different languages and cultures, or growing as an artist. Ryan was broadening his horizons and also diligently striving to give them depth, to discover the whys along with the wheres. Others noticed this too, as he was chosen for the Faculty Recognition Award and was a speaker at Grand Friends Day just a few months ago. Savoir-Faire, the character, was named after the French notion of knowing the proper way to be, act, or do, no matter what. And Ryan has that also. A diligent student, a strong leader, a great teammate, a great host, and most of all, a wonderful and caring friend to everyone. Ryan is equally able to connect with new people and his oldest, dearest friends. As much as Ryan is everywhere here at IDS, it is also really important to remember that IDS has been his everywhere for most of his life, because Ryan is a lifer and has had the opportunity over the last 11 years to be everywhere, in every nook and cranny, I would assume, of IDS, which has made us very lucky for that. It was very wonderful to work with Ryan as he thought about his next school. He searched with his usual curiosity and open mind, and I know from friends who work at Suffield Academy, his ultimate choice, that they are thrilled to welcome him in the fall. And I am sure that he will explore every nook and cranny at the Academy with his usual charm and character. Ryan really is Savoir-Faire, and we hope that he will always remember that IDS will be the foundation of his lifetimes everywhere.
David Michael Kalinowski.
So David kicked off his IDS journey in the most unusual way. During his school visit, he somehow managed to break his foot while at recess. Undeterred by this unfortunate event, he officially joined our IDS community halfway through 6th grade. Starting in a new school in the middle of an academic year is not so easy, but David, cast and all, made a smooth transition, albeit with a slight limp. David has been a wonderful asset to our close-knit community, and we've been so very fortunate to have him with us. He has easily made friends, and it doesn't take 20/20 vision to see that his heart is full of kindness. Is everyone here familiar with the Marvel character Iron Man? One of his strengths is an innate ability to master anything technical. Well, David, I think you are the Iron Man of IDS. Technology is your thing. If we said, how does this work? You would say like this. If we said, how can we fix this? You'd basically say like this. And if we say, how can we get this done better? You would say, just like this. You're the go-to guy for anything tech related. David's found in the tech booth for school performances and all school meetings every week. He was sound designer for the last 2 years with the school musical as well. IDS will certainly miss their Iron Man next year. So let's now transition from the complex world of technology to the simple talent of throwing a frisbee. Ultimate frisbee is the complete opposite of running a tech booth, and yet David has mastered this arena as well. The distance he can throw a frisbee is quite impressive, and his contribution to our ultimate team has been monumental. David, during your 2.5 years here, you have proven to be a person who can easily assimilate into new situations, be an upbeat and productive member of the community, and most importantly, be a kind and positive influence to those around you. So normally I conclude my speeches with a phrase of well-meaning and good luck to the student as they move on to the next chapter of their student career. This speech will be no exception, and for those of you who know my corny sense of humor, it'll be no surprise when I say, David, break a leg at Watkinson.
Sophia Rose Karatzis.
Silence. 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 As we enjoy this moment, and I reflect, I've discovered that I'm of two minds when it comes to Sophia and the volume of her voice. The first is pretty simple. Advil and Tylenol should shower her with gifts with how she helps the sales for their company. The second is simpler. The way I truly see her today, I have known her for 11 years. Her voice is a reflection of pure enthusiasm and joy. Enthusiasm and joy for life. Whether she's laughing with friends, making an announcement at all school meeting, telling a story, singing a song, acting on stage, or competing athletically, Sophia simply loves the life she lives. Then there's her work ethic, which speaks for itself. Imagine the smallest kid on a soccer field or basketball court coming only up to her opponent's waist, knocking that player over to win the ball and hustling so relentlessly that the taller player decides Sophia is no match for her. Then there's her fashion sense, which also speaks for itself. Not many people, if any, can slay socks and slippers or sandals on the driving range. Then there's her Energizer Bunny persona. When you look at her resume, the list of clubs, sports, activities, and extras that Sophia has participated in is astounding. I stand here, and while Sophia may be silent, her voice pierces through me. Because without a sound, her message is deafening. Live your life loudly with joy. According to Emerson, enthusiasm is one of the most powerful engines of success. When you do a thing, do it with all your might. Put your whole soul into it. Stamp it with your own personality. Be active, be energetic, be enthusiastic and faithful, and you will accomplish your object. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Sophia Karatzis, through and through. Congratulations and best of luck at Hopkins in the fall.
Quinn Edwine Kessel.
Quinn came to IDS in the 4th grade and has immersed himself in all aspects of the community since then. His considerable artistic and musical talent, as well as his warm demeanor and unabashed, unfailing joyfulness, have made him an essential part of this graduating class. In his time at IDS, Quinn has wowed audiences with his on-stage performances ranging from What Does the Fox Say? To Uncle Fester's touching ballad To the Moon in this year's The Addams Family. He has supported our teams through fall and spring, playing soccer and ultimate, finishing his career with the Coach's Award for Ultimate. He has served the community beyond our walls with the Interact Club. His artwork has graced school publications, classrooms, bulletin boards, and a very heavy fish tank in my classroom. His talents extend to academics, where he has earned honors distinction every term throughout middle school. I learned that Quinn had a bit of a meltdown shortly before his 8th birthday. The story goes that he was mortified at the thought of leaving 7 behind and worried at what 8 might bring. Well, he made it through and is still with us today, about to leave another milestone behind and go boldly toward the next. Middletown High may seem more daunting right now than 8. This school, your time here, more precious than age 7. But there is no need to erupt into tears. If you have learned one thing here, it is that you are ready for new challenges, and your warmth, talent, and imagination will lead you from one success to the next. Congratulations.
Shay Coy Krasner.
I've always been a fan of watching hockey as it is fast-paced and action-packed. I never got into playing, but I've tried to ice skate before, and I learned that I can fall hard. I may not be an expert on the game, but I know what it takes to be a great hockey player, and Shay exemplifies these characteristics. A hockey player has to be determined. It takes time to learn to skate, and the practices never are at convenient times. Shay has learned to manage his time efficiently and balance hockey, basketball, baseball, and ultimate frisbee with academics. It is not easy to juggle the busy schedule Shay has, but he has done it well and with a smile. A hockey player must pay attention to detail. With the fast-paced nature of the sport, a few inches can be the difference between winning and losing. It is always clear that Shay pays close attention to detail with his dress and hair each day. But it is how he manages his schoolwork that really shows how every little thing matters to him. The way he keeps his books, his locker, and the neatness in his handwriting and note-taking are things that everyone should admire. A hockey player needs an internal drive. Shay's love for competition has pushed him to strive for success in each class through self-advocacy and a want to be successful. In my first year at IDS, I've met a group of 8th graders who have really shown what it means to be fearless. Thank you, Shay, for making this year a memorable one for me, and best of luck next year at Xavier.
Madeline Hupka Landers. Maddie, you have come a long way. You joined IDS in 5th grade, and it was also my first year here too. It was such a pleasure meeting and working with this young lady who was at first so quiet we couldn't even hear her. She would look up shyly and smile. That smile was the beginning of getting to know Maddie. As the year progressed, Maddie's inner strength began to emerge, slowly, quietly, yet with purpose. She worked diligently to learn history facts, develop her elaborative writing and math skills. When we made the gods and goddesses that adorn the 5th grade walls, we got to appreciate Maddie's artistic talents. Many asked for her help and advice during the process. Maddie, being Maddie, helped everyone, always willing to do more for someone else. When it came time to hang them all up, Maddie didn't have hers ready. Never daunted, she took it home and worked until she returned with her work of art. It was Aphrodite, and she was styling. For the rest of the year, Aphrodite hung proudly behind my desk, radiating beauty and Maddie's unique style of design for all who entered to admire. Maddie moved on to middle school, again with her own style. As I spoke with her teachers, each shared about Maddie's growing confidence and kind heart. When approaching a public speaking assignment, she prepared and volunteered to go first. In theater roles, she had a natural grace. Maddie joined the cross-country team again, getting out of her comfort zone. She grew as a runner and became a role model for younger runners. A few weeks ago on the trip to Camp Jewel, Maddie took on the climbing challenges. As her teacher looked up, she saw Maddie hanging halfway, waiting for her group members. She pushed herself and made it look comfortable and so easy. Maddie designed the yearbook cover with her friend Nora. Running all-school meeting last October. So impressed. I thought back to that shy girl on her first day at IDS. How far she had come. Her speech was about diligence, careful and persistent work. She spoke with honesty and insight. She spoke about cross-country playing a large role in her IDS experience, because as she says, I'm pushed to the limit, but I wouldn't be as diligent as I am without it, because it's been hard, but worth every second. Maddie, your honesty, diligence, care for others, and creative talents will take you far. Feel your confidence and let the whole world share in that beauty that you bring to life. This graduating class will always have a special place in my heart as my first class at IDS. I wish you all the best. Luke Daniel Parkerson.
It's shocking now to think that Luke only joined us last year for 7th grade. Considering how quickly and smoothly he integrated into this little family. Upon reflection, it is not surprising though. He became one of the group as early as his 6th grade visit to IDS. With his quick wit, broad interests, and many talents, Luke is always the life of the party, even when there's no party. Luke hit the ground sprinting when he got here, taking nearly every extracurricular opportunity we offer. Cross country in the fall, basketball in winter, and ultimate in the spring, Interact Club, band, jazz band, chorus, drama club, and landing the lead role in the last 2 spring musicals, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, as J. Pierpont Finch, and Goatmans in The Addams Family. With all of his spare time occupied, he still earned honors distinction in all terms. Where Luke stands out most is his positive effect on a group. This is made clearly visible on stage, where he seems most comfortable and poised, except now. For example, during last winter's performance of A Christmas Carol, when another actor was struggling to remember lines, Luke improvised his own role to help his partner out of a difficult situation. It's very impressive. Luke, you're leaving a lasting impression on all of us here, and we look forward to seeing you in the spotlight in the coming years at Cheshire Academy. It will certainly be quieter without you.
Sophia Claire Vandenbecker.
Sophia. It is rare to meet someone with a level of compassion, boundless energy, who is as genuine and as grounded as you are. From the word go, you have embraced life at IDS, and you have worked relentlessly to better our school and yourself. Sophia entered IDS in the fall of 2016. A 7th grader joining an established class, many of whom had been together since pre-kindergarten, Sophia did not skip a beat. Her positivity and easygoing nature quickly made her a valued member of her class. Her contagious laugh and natural leadership skills have helped to make her IDS experience her own. And boy, has she been busy these last 2 years. Sophia received the Faculty Recognition Award twice, was a recipient of the Coaches Award in cross country this fall, the MVP Award for JV basketball in 7th grade, Hustle Award for varsity basketball this winter, was tournament MVP at the Pine Point tournament, and scored a last-minute buzzer beater that is seared into Miss Boyce's memory forever. She was a leader for the Ultimate Frisbee team and a manager of the school store, ingeniously placing interest on IOUs, which sent middle schoolers panicked, running to their lockers to pay off their debts. And who can forget her stunning performance as Morticia Addams in The Addams Family? Despite her athletic and personal successes, Sophia's first love has always been tennis. She frequently darted out of practice or away after school for additional lessons. She spent weekends working as a ball girl and playing in tournaments. Accolades aside, the thing that truly makes Sophia unique, the part that has left the most indelible mark on IDS, is her heart. I think it's safe to say that as middle school teachers, we rarely encounter students who will greet an adult first thing in the morning, let alone make eye contact, smile, and wave a double arm wave. Sophia's leadership, confidence, and the volume of her voice are unparalleled. The quietest hours we've had in 2 years were the mouth guard hours. But don't worry, we had a constant countdown going until she could speak again. She has been a role model for younger students and took to heart not only her individual performance, but ensuring an enduring legacy for her community. In her all-school meeting speech, Sophia spoke eloquently about how the choices we make shape our outcomes. Sophia, you have been a big fish in a little pond here.
You have not wasted a moment of your time, and as a result, you have left our school better than you found it. As you move on to Cheshire Academy next fall, never lose your enthusiasm for life and for learning. Let your conscience guide you, and be proud of who you are.
Nora Salo-Markowski.
As improv actors, we accept, advance the scene, we say yes, and keep the action going. Prevent a plateau and leave it stronger before we exit. For her first year at IDS, Nora accepted and advanced the educational challenge of entering middle school as an 8th grader. She tried new things: cross country, basketball, mountain biking, drama. She achieved math success from day one as a quick learner, voraciously engaging the subject matter, asking amazing questions, and even understanding and laughing at Mr. Gemmel's sarcasm, causing him to appear, as he said, like he was actually funny. She strengthened personal passions for the arts, researched just causes, and formed lasting friendships through the warmth, creativity, positive energy, and the welcoming nature of her new school community. Whether embodying the persona of a Puritan ancestor in the Addams Family musical, dissecting Romeo and Juliet, reciting the Prince's monologue, or reading West Side Story in theater, Nora poured all of herself into drama, becoming fully immersed in those roles. Improv, though, it's her real strength. I saw her dramatic passion showcased definitively during a January open house during an activity I had. Being the only 8th grader of 6th and 7th graders, she assumed a leadership role and served as a model for proper improv techniques for the younger students. She offered, she raised the stakes, she advanced the scene. With enthusiasm, she embraced the core components of improvisational theater. We rehearsed for 2 hours, and she was eager for more. Please, can we keep going? Can we have another class? And this on a Sunday in January. Her desire to learn and absorb information does not end with the close of the school day. She's an extremely gifted designer and one of the most methodical students ever to grace Maker Lab. Mr. Pestle shared that Nora is meticulously creative, quietly cunning, extremely focused when it comes to both problem solving and design. She fabricates beautiful, sophisticated creations with innovation and a unique perspective. It's that ability to examine something in the world, to assess it, internalize it, that makes her not only an exceptional artist, but also a social activist as well. She has a curiosity for knowledge and a desire for justice. Activism and gender were the focus of her all-school meeting and 8th grade history project, respectively, proving her view of the world is one with a global perspective, cognizant of a positive societal impact. Nora, next year, go forward to Mercy, step out of the reality of the scene, transform it into something else, and walk through into the next, making it stronger as you exit stage left.
Sadie Grace Schmitz.
Sadie came up to me a few weeks ago at the beginning of chamber strings and said, I know who is going to speak about me at graduation, and it is definitely not you. Intrigued, I responded, and as any teacher would, and I said, who told you? Sadie said, I can't tell you. Until that moment, I had been stuck on how to open your graduation speech, so thank you for that. Later, Sadie admitted that she didn't really know who was going to speak about her, but she thought she might get a clue by seeing how I responded. She then told me, I think I know who's going to speak about me at graduation, but if I guess correctly, I don't want to know, so don't tell me. I said, okay. She guessed Mr. Marr. Well, close. To say Sadie has been an interesting student to teach all of these years is an understatement. I feel honored to speak about Sadie. I admire Sadie for her kindness and wonderful sense of humor. She is also an outstanding musician in every ensemble in which she participates. Sadie is a leader on the violin and chamber strings, trumpet and band and jazz band, and she sings beautifully in chorus. Sadie was selected as a regional's trumpet players 3 years in a row. Sadie has been involved in many activities at IDS. She has been a part of the Interact Club, participated in student government, participated in the musical all 3 years, had a lead role in the importance of being earnest, participated in ultimate frisbee all 3 years, played basketball, and has been playing soccer since she was 3. Today, she had the honor of speaking at her own graduation and winning the Poetry Award. That is a lot of ability and talent. When Sadie led all-school meeting this year, she spoke about leadership and said, my definition of a leader is someone who inspires others and lifts others up. Sadie, congratulations on leaving your mark on IDS as a true leader. I wish you the best at Watkinson next year and hope you will be back to visit often. Aria Zan Sinnapin.
Be yourself. Above all, let who you are, what you believe, shine through every sentence you write, every piece you finish. John Jacobs. Aria Sinnapin is a person who knows who she is and what she stands for. Aria has a strong moral compass that guides how she sees the world and treats others. While at IDS, Aria has shown that determination, passion, and perseverance can make anything possible, whether in her studies or in helping to better the community. Since arriving at IDS in 5th grade, Aria has demonstrated a strength of character and a caring nature. She keeps a watchful eye on younger students and on classmates who may need a helping hand. She has a strong sense of justice and is not afraid to seek help from teachers when concerned about the welfare of a friend or if she has witnessed something she deems to be unjust. Aria values her relationships and has forged strong bonds with teachers and students alike. Aria's teachers appreciate the enthusiasm and determination that she brings to their classrooms and the interesting perspective and thoughtful insights she adds to discussions. She's not quick to judge and can see both sides of an issue. She has high expectations for herself and is willing to devote the time and effort needed to achieve her goals. Her teachers perfectly summarize who she is as a learner, passionate, spirited, enthusiastic, and hardworking. Outside of the classroom, Aria makes many contributions to our community. Her participation in activities from chorus to soccer to basketball to musical theater to the Interact Club and serving as a school ambassador shows her many varied interests. This year, she was recognized with the Faculty Recognition Award for her service to the community, for citizenship and cooperation with her peers and faculty. She was also the recipient of the Most Improved Award in basketball this winter. Aria's sense of social justice weaves through her school life. In her all-school meetings, she spoke about the importance of being a positive change and hoping to see a world where there was fairness, equality, and justice. From Aria's diligent work on projects to help the homeless and to eradicate polio, to her 8th grade history capstone project where she passionately and painstakingly documented racism in everyday life, to her teaching the 7th graders how to properly and respectfully raise and lower the flag, Aria truly embraces her role in making a positive change. Aria can also be sassy, defined as someone who is lively, bold, full of spirit, or cheeky. All of these attributes that Aria will use to continue to make the world a better place. Her determination, passion, and kindness shine through in every aspect of her life. We wish her all the best in Middletown High.
Everyone here in the audience, I present the class of IDS 2018. We are so proud of them. Before we conclude today's ceremony, I would like to say a word to the parents of the class of 2018. For some of you, this is your last official IDS activity, so I don't want to miss this last opportunity to say thank you. At IDS, being a parent is a full participation sport. Beyond the writing of what feels like endless checks, we have benefited from your assistance, your support, and your partnership in so many ways. Are you available to drive students on a field trip? Do you think you can help out with makeup on the musical? Can you bring muffins for the teacher appreciation breakfast? Oh, and the annual fund. We need a new microphone. Do you have a camera? Can you help us figure out how the sound system in the Galuzzo works? Got a paintbrush? Wouldn't it be fun if you spent your whole weekend here helping build the set? Would you please have a word with your child about homework? My daughter graduated from IDS 14 years ago, and I still think it's the best investment we ever made. I hope 14 years from today, you will feel the same. And so, the adventure begins. Your IDS journey has come to an end, and you are about to take a giant step forward into a world of new challenges, new friends, and new opportunities. It has been my pleasure to travel the IDS road with you for a little while. As you move forward, remember, no matter where you go in this wide and wonderful world, and you will go far, and no matter what you do, and I know you will do well and do good, you will always be a part of IDS, and IDS will always be a part of you. I am counting on each and every one of you to contribute in your own unique way to make our world a better place, a world where empathy, compassion, and respect live and grow. Here's to the future. And now it's that time for the all-school song, the way we always end our meetings. So we're going to fire up the all-school song. Please put your arms around one another. The words are in your program if you'd like to sing with us. After we've sung, I'm going to ask everyone to remain seated while the graduates and the faculty recess. And the graduates will form a receiving line out in the courtyard, and you may congratulate them there. We ready?